G'day friends, welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is James, welcome back to my channel, welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of sketching, just a little bit of play. I was procrastinating something shocking the other day and did these mid-century modern princesses, and I thought, you know what, there are some more princesses I'd like to try. So instead of just doing that in my spare time, I thought, you know what, I've had my play, let's turn the camera on. You can play along with me if you would like to. I'm not really going to be teaching it, but I'm just going to be kind of exploring it as I go. And yeah, I guess chatting you through the process a little bit. So let's just start. I got a mechanical pencil here. This is a Zebra M.350. This is from an Art Snacks box. I think the princess I want to go with, we have to start off kind of easier, pardon me, as I ease myself back into it. I think I'm going to go for Belle. Because I was just looking at Rapunzel and I don't know how I would figure that hair out just yet. You know what, I'm going to do like maybe a whole full page of this one. So here is her head. I'm gonna start, just have to keep it kind of smaller because the proportions get really out of hand. It's like a backwards P shape, and then a long neck. I like to put a little triangle body on. And then she's got a massive ball gown, so it's actually not that hard to figure out her ball gown, but I do just want to get the direction of it first. So you can see all the shapes are kind of wonky back and forth. Put her face on. These little heart-shaped lips. And I'm going to give her the happy closed eyes. Little rainbows with the flick. A little L-shaped nose, an ear, but I want to try another one with the eyes open because I did that with Jasmine, and I mean she kind of looks comical, but I really like her eyes. Belle, all right, Belle, what have you got? You got an earring, give you that. A lot of these have earrings in this photo I'm looking at. I just googled Disney princess, so she's got two bangs and this kind of bun thing at the top. To keep this hair pretty simplified, so how would I do this bang thing? I might have to do it like that because they're not really on her face. I might change that. I might not like it in the end, but I'm going to do that for now. And then the actual bun that can be on top. I usually like it kind of off to the side a little bit with the yellow band. And she has hair that comes down as well. I'll leave that because I've got to put these arms and everything on. Let me do some cute arms for Belle. She's gonna have this arm going down and then back up. I've been doing the hands as like a stick that points the hand where it wants to go. Like imagine your hand is like this. So the stick is where it's pointing to, and then the top of the hand is like a really soft rainbow shape. There we go. That's all I've been doing for these hands. Sometimes I put a thumb in there as well. Actually, these have thumbs. Do I want the thumb? Just a little triangle. Yeah, sure, let's have the thumb. I'm gonna do the other side the same way. Very angular, these mid-century style illustrations. Might put it in the back of my head to do it at During the Magic one day. One of the retreats or something. They're very simple. It's just all about knowing which shapes to use, and then there's a lot to the kind of the way that you stack the shapes and how off-center you can get them. I think the hardest parts are probably the legs, because those can be all kinds of crazy. But if you've got a pretty simplified style to work with, I think it works out most of the time. Do I want that? I think I'm already changing my mind about this updo moment because it's gonna look like she's got a pretty big forehead. So I'm gonna put the hair on her face. I know it's not technically the way it is. Steve would be having a heart attack right now. Steve's a purist. It'll be okay. She's got a pretty recognizable, I mean, all the princesses have recognizable color palettes and gowns, so it won't be too hard to figure out who she is. Let's put the rest of this gown on. Like I said, legs are pretty hard to worry about, but with the princesses, a lot of them are wearing these gowns, you don't have to worry about it. Jasmine was a trip to figure out. Big old rainbow shape. Well, we might want to exaggerate this a little bit. Let's do that here, so it kind of looks like it's got a train. I didn't do that with the others, I just kept them really symmetrical rainbows, but I think this looks nice. It's very Mary Blair. I mean, Mary Blair was of this time and was the master of this style. I love Mary Blair's work. There we go. And, all right, we have to put a top on now. She's got, these arm drapey bits. We have to simplify them though. I think I'm gonna make them triangles. I'm gonna put a circle in the middle. It's technically a rose, I think, but I'm gonna put these triangles out over to the side. The other trick with these are remaining simple. Sometimes I want to put in extra detail that really isn't necessary for this style. There's a line right down the middle. Typically their waist comes to a point right here, like a literal point of a triangle. That is just an easy way to separate the torso from the bottom half. And then she has these big drapes. I want this to kind of be the center of the dress because she's facing this way. So let's do one in the center. Actually, I'll put that up higher. I'm putting the little, I don't know what they are, like little buttons or rosettes or something. I'm just gonna halve these sections, segment them like it's an orange or something. There we go. And so this will drape longer out this side because we've got that thing. Oh, if the dress has frill, sometimes I like to add the frill at the bottom, just a scalloped hem. That's nice. It's nice, it's different, it's unusual. I've gotten into this habit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's Kath and Kim, but I've gotten this into this habit of giving Steve my card everywhere we go, and him saying, "Oh, thanks, babe," and I say, "Well, I always pay Kim." It's such a random, like, Steve doesn't even know Kath and Kim that well. He knows that I'm doing it because I've got the accent on, but I don't know why it just really, it tickles me every time I do it. Oh, all right. I'm having good days, by the way. I'm just having a really good time, so hopefully you're having a good day today. The gloves. Let's put some gloves on. Just pop that line on there. It is the glove. Oh, she could have the rose. How am I going to do these? You know what? The boomerang shape is actually very mid-century. So, because I was just about to make these sharp, but I think we can get away with it by doing a really tapered boomerang shape. So we don't want them sharp, but we don't want them really soft and chubby. We want these like thin, kind of angular boomerang shapes. And because we've segmented it, they're going to get longer towards the back of the dress. You can see when I sketch, I just go over everything. If I'm doing it in pencil, I'm just going to erase it, doesn't matter. But it does require the skill of knowing which part to erase once you've done all of the, once you've done all the drawing. I generally, like, I'll erase it in where I think it should be, and if it's still off, then I'll sketch over it again, and it's just a process of refining. It's not like I have to get it right the first time I draw it, or the first time I erase it, I can redraw it again. I think that's the beauty of sketching. By the time you're finished, you can see some of the evolution of the piece. And by piece, I mean sketch of mid-century Belle in your journal. Sometimes, do you find it weird sometimes when you're talking about art to relate it to your journaling? I know that there's artistic skill, and I know that it is an illustration and that is a visual art, but sometimes when just using those words like piece just makes me think that it's much more highbrow than it is, and I would never talk about my journaling as highbrow. So I feel like I'm trying to pretend like it's more than it is, but it's just definitely an enjoyable time with my pencil and my sketchbook. My journal. This is a Hobonichi, by the way. All my workshop stuff's in here. If I turn this page, you would get all the secrets. All right, let's clean up the lines that we've got. We still have to put, I'm gonna erase some of these working lines. We still have to put the hair on the rest of that hair. But now's just a good time to clean up anything that doesn't need to be there, like all those lines behind the arms, like the working lines. I actually might keep these. I might keep these lines in, these kind of segment lines, just to really help give a detail to this dress. A lot of the times in the mid-century look, they're so simplified that my maximalist heart wants to add more detail. In fact, you know why this came about? Because I was drawing this for Collage Club and I did an Alice. And I mean, this is where I'm taking it, right? Maximalism. But yeah, I was doing all these shapes and then I realized there aren't that many shapes to mid-century illustrations. So I felt like I could do it taking what I'd learned from studying Mary Blair in that Virtual Voyage 4, the Lamplight Cruise, the Pixar one. I could take that and expand on that with those new shapes that I was drawing over and over and over again. I like that, when the knowledge just kind of all comes together and you realize you've got a full set of skills that you can just suddenly use. Because I've always felt like mid-century modern, you know, vintage retro types of illustration, I always felt like I had to go and research them every time I went to do them. Now I feel like they're kind of in there, which is nice. I've always wanted them to like be in my rep. Okay, hair. Should we do it just out here? Oh, that's giving very much mullet. I don't think so. I don't know if it should come. It shouldn't come from the top though. It's gonna look wild. Oh, out the back. Yeah. Ooh, I don't know. It's curly. Well, like it's a tendril. So, do you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it like the same way I did the Alice hair. Just that hook, and then I'm gonna wrap it back around under the chin. The thing I like to be careful of when I'm doing these, because they're so simple as well, is any of these lines, if there's a neat way to cross something, I'm going to try and tuck it into that neat way. So see how this neck becomes the shoulder? There's this point right here. If I had this hair slightly off to the side, it just creates a lot of different angles here. So to cut down on it and to really simplify, I just make an executive decision to make that cross section right here. I think they're called vectors or something, or cross section. I have no idea. And then it's going to come out the other side. So even here, when I put it up on this, if I actually clean this up, it doesn't look like this hair is attached to the head. It looks like it's attached to the ribbon. So I would probably cut down on another one of those angles and have it come straight from there. You don't have to know all that whilst you're going. Like this here would hook right down to the ear, would be a nice cleaner way to do that. I sometimes at the end will go back through and look for all of those things and then go and put them in. Do I want that line there? I always keep that headline there. I think I do want it there. There's obviously things like this, you know, the jewel that's not going to cross over everything nicely, but where you can make that change, it might be nice. Or even if like here, I actually wouldn't want this to cut at the same place. So there are times where it doesn't make sense either. I don't want the glove to cut at the same line that the dress crosses at, because then this yellow is already probably going to get a little confusing blended into here, but I would just go and make sure it was a separate line that didn't have anything to do with that. I guess the point is you don't want it so close that it looks like it should be connected. You either want it connected or you want it away. And that's just a tip I think about when I'm simplifying everything. Just makes it easier for the eye. But I wonder, there might be some places on here where I didn't do it. Yeah, here. See this? This petal would have made more sense to go right into that little nook of that flower. This all looks fine. I think I've done it on the rest. Yeah, nothing I can see on these. Oh, this. I had a problem with this collar. I don't think it should, because there's too much going on right here. Between the bow, the hair, and the collar and the sleeve, there are way too many little spaces in there. Too much confusion. So I probably should have brought the collar out further. I already scanned these for Collage Club, so you'll have to make this adjustment on your own if you're using it from Collage Club. There you go. That would have been easier on the eye. It's not essential. I think the illustration was cute before that, but it just makes it a touch easier if you think about that when you go to clean it all up. But anyway, I think Belle is done. Let's move on to Rapunzel. I'm going to do Rapunzel and then I'm going to leave it at that because I don't need this video to be 700 million years long. And hopefully you're playing along if you want to. I know, I'm sorry it's not like a full-on tutorial. I'm just not really interested in teaching today. But I'm happy to step through it. Hopefully you can follow along for the step through. All right. Rapunzel, I said, right? Let's do the same head that we did before. A bit more straight up this time. So it's that. Well, it's kind of like a Q, like a lowercase q. Just don't quite connect. That on the neck. All right. So she will do the body first. Little triangle this way. It's really off wonky. Oh, she has puff sleeves. For the puff sleeves, I was going to do circles. I did it for Snow White down here, but I actually really love the idea of doing ovals because I feel like we never see that. So I've been doing ovals. I haven't done any like sideways yet. I should probably do that. This one's turned away, so it's just a little bit smaller than the other one. And I don't want that to touch. So I'm going to make her head a little bit smaller. There we go. Just cross those over a little bit. The proportions are crazy on this. I generally like the head to be small and the body to be a lot longer because that's more fashion, but you can fully change it if you already have your own style going on. I wonder if we can make this really dramatic. No, that's going to look like she's a flamenco dancer or something. I always get tempted to do this. I always tempted to do a like real fashion pose, but I should just stick with the shapes. What would her dress be? It's more of an A-line dress than these gowns. Those are big like U shapes. It's more like this one, the Snow White one. So let's just copy the Snow White one. I like it being off kilter a little bit. Yeah, I'll make it a little wider. There you go. And then flat across. And she has frill too. I think it's just this drawing. I actually don't know if all these, I think it's my reference images. I don't know if all these gowns really do have frills. I don't think they do. But I do actually think Rapunzel's does. But the rest I'm seeing over here, I don't know. Either way, fun little design feature. It's looking good. Now the legs. Let's just steal from the Snow White. Right under the head, I'll put just a line. Make these two little triangles. Actually, it looks like a diamond once you're finished with the line down the middle. And then two sticks. Technically, they're high heels. I've given them all high heels because glamour. I know that looks crazy. Let's just believe that those are feet. Don't worry about them. If you're believing the hands, you'll believe the feet. Let's put this arm. Oh, so this is how I've been drawing the arms. Just a long straight stick. And then the train track. And then I kind of bump it out. And then come back in and taper it down. Then that long stick with the short rainbow on it. I'll give it a thumb. And for the other arms, you know my other trick for arms is just to hide one behind the body, right? I think I want to put an arm up, like she's holding her hair. So I'm going to bend that one. And then I'm going to have to put the flat side on top this time so she can hold it. There we go. Oh, this will be good. We can put some fun retro flowers in her hair. For the dress, we've got a bit of a V. What would I call that? It's got the puff sleeves, and then it's got kind of a sweetheart neckline, but there's some frill on it. So that's a lot going on. Let's just do a V from the corner of those sleeves, like that little intersection there. The reason I don't do the sweetheart shape too often, I mean, I did it here with Jasmine. I just feel like I like everything to be more angular. I don't want too many rounded shapes. As I literally fix this oval. I don't know, just an executive decision. Let's do a V instead. And bring that down to a point. She has a corset on, so let's put a line down there and just put some X's across the corset. And she has a ribbon. I'm just going to put 2 really pointy loops. I don't want a big one. Let's put some frill on. Might regret that later. Some lines on the sleeves. She has a little sleeve detail. Let's put 3 lines on the sleeves. They don't have to be facing any direction. And then she has these weird like 3/4 sleeves from underneath those. So we'll put that on and then put the frill on. And that's good. Rapunzel's dress design is curious to me. Like, it's just so different from everybody else's. You know what? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the sleeves that really throw me off. If she had gloves, she'd probably look like anyone else. Maybe it's just the sleeves. The dress, there is some patterning on there. I think we're going to leave the patterning for now. What else does it need? Hair. Oh, a face. She literally has no face. Oh, this is where I wanted to try the eyes open, right? Oh, goodness, here we go. 2 sticks. 2 dead sticks. And some big smile lines. Put little C-shaped pupils in there. Oh, this looks a mess. I don't know if I can get behind this. I'm mixing too many styles now. Put that there. Let's just do a big pupil fill. And then bottom lashes. And a little nose. It's also the mouth, I think, is a little too low for my liking. Move it up a bit. Mouths are like a pointy heart. So it's like you're drawing a love heart with points. Just darken that top line a little bit. All right, I think that's okay. An ear. And now the hair. All the other hair is as angular as everything else is. So what are we going to do? She's got this kind of like bang. Should we try and put that in? Kind of curves around. I want her to be able to hold it. So, oh, I should do the braid. That'd be easy. Let's do the braid. I'm going to do it as leaf shapes. just so they're all connected. Yeah, that works for me. Still gonna have to figure out the top part. Or maybe do I just want, I think I just want the hair parted on the head. I don't need that bang. It's gonna look really 80s and crazy if I do that. But I will start that up there. There we go. And I do think I want to take off that frill. It's just it's too hectic up there, and especially if I put flowers everywhere, it's just gonna be crazy. Executive decision, no frill. Sometimes I like to do this and like go over the edges so it looks like a blueprint drawing or a technical drawing. And it's funny because it's supposed to be that way because when you sketched it, that's how you did it, but I always just do it afterwards. Just to give the illusion of it's not even real. Oh well. Who's gonna know? No one's gonna know. They're gonna know. Alright, there is her hair. And what's even better, because I think this is, it looks a little flat now that she's got nothing up there, and we definitely need to give her another little piece down to her ear, because that looks crazy. I think we can either give her, I mean, you would give her a tiara if you really wanted to make her the princess, but we can just give her flowers. So I'm going to do little ovals for the middle part, and then these really fun, crazy oversized? It's like oversized flowers a little bit. Put a little one at the end. Let's put a bow there too, 2 triangles. And then I want to put those like little nebula things in there. They can be flowers of sorts, right? Oh, now they look like icicles. Never mind. I'm going to keep doing it, but don't ruin yours if you don't want to. I mean, they're very mid-century. Do you know what it might actually be balanced out well if we do that on the dress as well. And then what if it was, it's like really sharp. I like really sharp looking swirly curly cues for this. Like on Tiana's dress. It's not super sharp, they're not like, you know, it's not stabbing sharp, but I just got graphic. It's just, they're not soft and round. There you go, that's what I should say. I think it balances out much better with the pattern on. Let's put 2 seam lines going down that dress too. I think she does have something like that on her dress. Let's just put a bunch. Let's fan that out. There we go. Oh, that's looking better actually. No, I do like that. What else can we put on there? Small flowers? Just small flowers. And maybe some leaves. Just a few leaves. She really got raked through the bushes. There we go. We can pretend that this is what Rapunzel would have looked like if Mary Blair was on the production team. Actually, would have looked nothing like this. It's maybe a little bit more Rolly Crump. Anyone mid-century, really, but I think that looks nice. I think we did a good job. All right. Anything else I can get rid of? Some of these working lines. I usually keep the whole oval intact. I don't try to match it up to the corset. Just keep those as separate shapes. There we go. I love that. I think it looks great. I would probably color these if I wanted them more finished, but I didn't color these, so I actually, you know what? Disregard that. I probably wouldn't color them, actually, is more the truth. This is our Rapunzel, and this is our Belle. She's looking a little plain now that we've gone kind of nuts with Rapunzel. That's okay. Maybe she needs some patterns too. I'm such a maximalist. I would literally put too many things on these. And they wouldn't look anything like mid-century, but you know what? I think that's the point, right? We're just supposed to do what we want and see where it ends up. I had a good time showing you that either way. Hope you had a fun time. I will see you again another time soon on my channel. Until then, have a great day. Bye.